I want to talk to you about the law of success for fitness coaches. Okay, so if you are a fitness coach, either an existing one or aspired fitness coach, I want you to watch this video from A to Z. Let me give you an overview here. If you think about fitness coaches, you are going after a particularly lucrative niche, especially if you know how to price your fitness coach sessions, your fitness coaching programs. Okay, so the only place where success comes before work is actually in the dictionary. Every career requires hard work and practices to several practices, several tips to actually achieve success, especially in fitness, where it can take years of practice to develop effective sales skills and traits for providing a high quality of service that can lead you to get more customers. Okay, if you want to stand out from other fitness professionals, you want to really highlight your UVP, your unique selling proposition, your unique value proposition. So if you want to help yourself as a new fitness professional, especially if you are trying to develop the same skills that have helped more experienced veterans have a long-term success. You want to understand that it's all about work, but most importantly, it's also about efficiency. Okay, and most clients are beginners, and with beginners, virtually anything works for a while. So your job as a personal trainer is not just to help those beginners reach their fitness goals. It's more than that. Okay, that's really the easy part. You also need to get them hooked on the training process. If they only care about the results of exercise and do not enjoy exercise itself, they are going to quit when they reach a plateau, right? So this is something you need to really think about. And and sooner or later, everyone hits a plateau. Okay, that's bad for both of you. The client gets no long-term benefits from training with you, and you get no long-term benefit from training the clients. In other words, no revenue. Okay, so that's really, I just wanted to really give you I just wanted to contextualize to this conversation, and that's going to help you actually get things done a lot faster, a lot better too. When it comes to the law of success for fitness coaches, you have to really understand that the first thing you want to do, the first thing you want to focus on is to help your clients neutralize their fear of gyms. Okay, you want to help them really remove that fear. I mean, going to the gym is a beautiful thing. Going to the gym is a healthy thing, and going to the gym is actually overall a positive experience. Okay, I mean, as fitness professionals, we love the gym. It feels like home to us. But to a client who's new to fitness training, the gym can be a terrifying place to be at. So something to really think about. Okay, so let me give you a few simple and practical ways to help your clients feel more comfortable. You want to give a quick tour, if possible. You want to explain the facility rules and basic gym etiquette. You want to teach them enough gym lingo to get started. And you want to keep the program simple. Okay, don't try to complicate things. The whole idea here is to retain the clients, and so that you can really generate a consistent base of revenue in the long run. You also want to consider where you are in the gym. Don't teach the hip hinge like a hip hinge in front of the theater, or have the client do a TRX rows next to the dude squatting with 5 plates on each side. Okay, you have to be look. You have to look at your location. Next, you want to start with what your client needs. Okay, most beginners like the following three things: strength, lifting skill, and movement quality. I want to put this on the screen. So if you want to think about a law of success for fitness coaches, you want to start with what your client needs. And so no matter what your your client's goals are, they need all three that I just told you: strength, lifting skill, and movement quality. So you want to start your session with a warm-up that includes mobility, let's say activation, but also movement drills. Then we want to work on teaching your clients basic movement patterns, light weights, perfect form, avoid fatigue but increase frequency, having them do the same primary exercises every session. So that will really help you big time. Then work on like you want to work on like you want to like the faster your clients gain competency on the fundamental lifts, the faster they can move on to can move into harder and more productive training. Okay, so that's really something to really think about, especially when it comes to getting things done right off the bat. Let me give you a simple beginner program. I'll put this on the screen. So you have global squat, one arm, knee, half kneeling, dumbbell shoulder press. Okay, and you also want to have a lat pull down or assisted pull up, push up from elevated bar in power rack or Smith machine. I'll put this on the screen so it's pretty clear where I'm getting at. If you are a fitness coach, the law of success really commands that you finish you finish with what your client wants. So you want to start with what your client needs, and you want to finish with what they want. Because the downside to structuring a session the way that I just told you is that it won't be for what your client wants or match their idea of what a good workout should be. And because the client begins with little skill and strength, it won't be especially challenging. That's why you need to finish each session with some or all of the things the clients want to do. Let me give you a few practical examples. So you have direct arm work, core and glute work, loaded carries and sled work. You have new stuff, and you have cardio. So direct arm work, left on their own, most of your male clients and some of your females would spend half a training session working their biceps and triceps. They are among the simplest and most intuitive exercises, and unlike push-ups, no coach or gym teacher has ever used dumbbell curls or cable pushdowns as punishment, okay? Of course, realize that basic movements like rows, presses, pull downs, and push ups give the arm muscles all the stimulus they need at the start of a strength program. But because your clients don't see it that way, there is no harm in letting them do a few sets for the mirror muscles and have the gym with a pump, okay? What about core and glute work? Well, even if you do include some stability exercises for the core and hips in your warm-up, many of your female clients will not be satisfied unless you hit the abs and glute directly. The end of the workout is actually the perfect time for a few sets of hip thrust and a core exercise or two. And the muscles will feel tighter as they leave the gym, and their impression of you as a trainer will rise accordingly. Okay, so that's important to think about it that way. If you're thinking about the law of success for fitness coaches, I want you to think about saving the advanced stuff for later. It's all about timing, okay? The more advanced the client or athlete, the more you need to actually change things up. That's what you do in your own training, and you probably have time to do more stuff, right? And you probably have some great training techniques you can't wait to try with your clients, right? Now, the problem with those advanced methods is that they are typically they typically have a short lifespan. They work for a few weeks, and then you need to move on. That's why you need to hold off on using them. Give yourself as long as a runway as possible with the simplest progressions. So if you are a fitness coach, make sure your client is truly an intermediate before you move on from beginner exercises and programs. And as for advanced training methods, keep them in reserve until your client cannot make progress without them. Okay, so that's important to keep in mind. Next, you want to make your client feel smart. So it's one of those things where you want to put yourself in your client's shoes, and you want to really make sure the client feels special. Okay, smart and special. So even if you have ever been around an expert from a different profession who made you feel stupid, ever had a fitness article that was so unnecessarily complicated or so poorly written that you had to write it twice to get the information you need. Okay. So think of those moments when you explain a new exercise or concept to a client with no fitness background. Do you really need to use technical terms like proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation when you are talking about stretching or energy systems instead of cardio? Okay. So look for the simplest way to convey information you want your client to understand, and let the client tell you when she or he's ready for a more complex explanation. And from time to time, by the way, you want to turn the tables and have the client explain something to you, something you are interested in that she knows or he knows a lot about. Another law of success for life coaches is the way you document your processes. See, the whole thing is that for you to really prove to clients that you are really that good, you need to have a track record. Okay. Sometimes life coaches say, like, I have a proven track record. Okay. Proven. Is it written? How do you prove your track record? How do you really substantiate your performance? Okay. So documenting your processes and key life coaching materials will help you actually optimize everything you do in the long run. It's all about scalability. It's all about where you see yourself as a life coach 5 years from now, where you see yourself as a life coach 10 years from now. Remember, life coaching means you are coaching people's lives, literally. Okay, so you want to see some kind of momentum, some kind of progress over time. So scalability is really important. So you want to keep separate documents for your clients' onboarding flow, marketing plan, and other systems that you use as part of your business. It's one of those things where you have the possibility to actually archive things. And if you have the right coaching, the right life coach software, you are able to actually have all this, like everything I'm telling you, you can have this from a holistic point of view. You can have this from a holistic dashboard, a single dashboard. The next thing you want to do here, you want to outsource. Outsource. But let me put a caveat here. You want to outsource everything but coaching. Do not outsource life coaching. Do not outsource because see, life coaching is what you're good at, right? Is your core. Is your core activity. That's where your talent lies. So you want to retain, let's say, autonomy over that. But everything else, you want to really just outsource it. It's always really tempting to save money, okay, by doing things yourself. But does it really help you earn more, or does it hold you back from scaling up? Even if you can only set 10% of your revenue aside for outsourcing things like, accounting or back office work or admin, because those are things that really take up a lot of your time, okay? If you are able to outsource those things, you will find yourself that you have space for your life coach business to grow and pay off big time. I mean, big time. So in terms of the law of success for life coaches, let me give you a few generalities to really pay attention to, okay? One thing you have to understand is that when it comes to the history of life coaching has been around for many, many, many decades, if not centuries, because again, we are speaking about people's lives, okay? You are dealing with people's life journeys, life itineraries, life challenges, visions, whatever. I mean, so everything that really relates to people's lives, they might need coaching on that, okay? So when you think about life coaching, I want you to think about a process that really helps people get better, get to their better version, okay? And so when you think about life coaching, the process is pretty powerful, okay? So you are able to you can have an onboarding session, and you can really, by the way, you can really also automate that onboarding session with the right software, okay? That's kind of cool. And so a coaching session, if you're a life coach, it's not really that complicated. It really depends on what the client is comfortable with, okay? Because you can actually do a coaching session live, a live coaching session. In other words, you can see the clients, or you can have a live coaching session through Skype or through Zoom. You can have it over the phone. You can have it via email. I mean, it really depends. You are really flexible when it comes to how things work for you. One thing I want to say here is that you also have to understand that there are some life coaching some niches, okay, some niche areas, and you got to really understand which one works for you. You also got to understand that basically at the end of the day, you have to use tools and techniques. In other words, you have to really reach out to technology beyond software, okay, beyond software, to actually help you out. Because software is kind of cool, but you can also think about technology such as social media, such as smartphones, tablets, such as apps also, okay, to really help you out. So that's really important. If your life coaching business is successful, you might think about actually having your own app. I mean, your own app will help you big time too. So when you think about the law of success for life coaches, it's important to think about skill building and how to build skills, okay? Because your skill set is going to differentiate you vis-a-vis the competition. So active listening is actually an important skill set, is an important skill that you need to have as a life coach. Active listening, okay? You must be really listen. You must be good at listening attentively and empathetically to your clients, okay? You need to understand their needs and respond appropriately. So active listening is kind of crucial because it allows you as a life coach to fully understand the client's perspective and needs, leading to more effective client coaching sessions, okay? And you got to have good communication skills. If you're going to talk to someone, you better really know how to really articulate your thoughts properly, okay? So active listening, communication skills, you also have empathy. So empathy is really critical when it comes to life coaching because that's how you really put yourselves that's how you put yourself in the client's shoes and see things from their point of view. Problem solving, goal setting, and time management are three other criteria that are quite essential when it comes to setting up a successful life coaching business. Okay, especially if you're trying to scale. If you're trying to scale, you will really love those criteria. So time management. You also have flexibility. So flexibility, accountability, are also other skills, other sets of aptitude that can really help you out as a life coach succeed in the long run. You also got to have emotional intelligence and finally a positive attitude. So if you are going to be dealing with people, which is what life coaches do, the law of success calls for your ability to have emotional intelligence at all times, okay? And you also have to have a positive attitude that can help you out really navigate sometimes very treacherous conversations with clients. So, in ending to this conversation, I talked to you about the law of success for life coaches. I give you the facts, and I give you the generalities, the skill building, and finally the ending. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.